Hello, House of Mousy Reviews here for a very different sort of video. Yeah, I never really talked about going stage musicals and all theatre productions and all that, but well, I just happened to see one yesterday, and I figured I could talk about it. Well, not really do a review, but basically give you what I think, my thoughts on everything and all that. And well, as you can see, I saw Shen Yun. Yes. Now, look, I'm not going to go into the controversies and everything and all the political talk and everything because, look, that's not my avenue of discussing it. And look, I have my own thoughts on everything. I I personally don't think this is a cult, in my view, with everything. And I do have my views on, well, I believe they should have every, well, never mind. But what I'm saying is I'm looking the other way of this, and I really just want to see a bit of Chinese culture expressed in dance because there's a lot of great Chinese dancers if you don't know if you know. And I was interested to see what this is like because I've seen this advertised so many times for when they come to Australia every single year. And look, I'm also aware about that the threats and all that from the Chinese government. Well, that too. But anyway, but yeah, I'm going to go over a little bit of it, and from what I saw for just there to see the dances and all that, I thought it was really really good, and I really enjoyed this bit of history of the Chinese and these dances to interpret various stories within the Chinese mythos and all that, and it is very very honestly, with the exception of two dances, everything is mainly tied to more ancient Chinese legends than it is to modern China. So yeah, there's really only two that you can see why it's got controversy within the government and why this whole thing is seen as banned. But I can look around it. But in terms of it, I will say this: of the stories that they tell through dance, um, there was only really one I knew, which is the Monkey King. I've heard about that story a few times. And I guess a little bit of the Mongolian stuff as well with that dance and everything. But well, actually there were two. But what I'm saying is I know everything about it, and basically it isn't all just dances. Actually, there is also a an opera song in the middle of it, and after the intermission, you've got a part which is actually a piano and an instrumental piece of a piano from a pianist and a I forget what this um was what was the name of that instrument that was being played for this Chinese instrument. I forget what it is, but I'm just saying I thought it was really good. But of it all, now now obviously one of the things that does appeal for Shen Yun is the fact they use a lot of CGI background stuff and everything with the show and all that. And also they start with the bang as you see with the advertisements, you see the golden chariot and all that. But funny enough, it's not until the next two dances that they do, which is the men's classic Chinese dance and the water sleeves, they don't do really anything major with the background until you get to the Monkey King's dance, where they actually do have and do interactions with the back with well the background and everything, where they jump into the screen where the dancers actually jump off the stage into a mini corridor, and and you see them actually show up on the screen and do their own thing there, which is cool. And honestly, there's some really good stuff in there. I was really impressed with it. Not all of them. Like some of the visuals were a little bit whatever. And like I will say this: I think it was the Legend of Master Zhang Golao, which shows a where you see him write this very silly immortal who's in disguise apparently is what I could guess. He enters through the background and comes out through the stage. Um, they start off with him riding his donkey backwards, and honestly, I will admit that was probably the I don't know when I see stuff like that, I immediately think of Dudley Do Right. I mean, I know Dudley was riding a horse. He's riding a donkey and everything. So yeah, that was a little bit of it. there is sprinkles of humor in there, and there is lowbrow humor in that Legend of the Master dance. I think you can guess what I'm trying to say. And look, I'm not going to say okay, I did snicker, mainly because at the very least, it's not in a space I'm more for that it gets me. It's not being used for something that I'm getting more tired of. Like, as I said, when you see when you see fart jokes in animated movies and kids movies and comedies and all that, I get very tired of it if it's over because it's overly used. But this, I'm actually okay with it. I don't know. I don't know. Like it's really hard and everything. Yeah, anyway, but yeah, there's also some other good ones too. Especially with that well, the current one I'm talking about. How okay, there's a point when the old immortal turns into a young man, and you don't know how they did it, but literally there wasn't even a flash of light with the screen or smoke or anything. He just I don't know how whether it was just makeup or anything, because the makeup with this is really good. But they transition from both the old man to the young man very quickly, and I don't know if they what they did or how they did it, but I thought it was really impressive. Yeah, I was quite impressed. Yeah, and there are some yeah there's some really good stuff in this and everything. There is also one that goes. I'm trying to think of what it was, but there is this one story that is very similar to Mulan. Yeah, the Disney movie, yeah, with a girl who's not allowed to be join this sort of men's thing, but she sneaks off and in disguise and everything. Which okay, I can see. Yeah, that was like yeah, whatever. But it was all right. Yeah, but in general, I really enjoyed every dance and everything. There was not one that was real that really got was like. I was impressed with every single one of them. I I don't know which ones I can really say were the best. I should mention I was sitting in the theater. I was actually in the middle section, so I wasn't in the near the orchestra, and so I wasn't up front. So I wasn't near the orchestra. I wasn't anywhere near the smoke that shows up in the beginning and after the intermission. So yeah, I didn't experience that, but so I can't. And look, I'm not asthmatic, but I don't know if anyone would. Well, I'm sure they give warnings for people. They gave warnings for people who are looking to sit in front of their asthmatics to be wary of the smoke. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Picked up some decent souvenirs, but I'm not prepared to show them. I think just showing the guide was enough. And honestly, this was for free, so yeah, figured I'd show that. But in general, I really enjoyed everything in this. I thought it was great, and as I said, I'm able to push aside what other people are saying and enjoy for what it is. I loved the dancing. I thought it was really good, and yeah, I was really blown away with everything. Of course, every year they come back again and they do different dances. This has been going on since 2006, and whether or not I decide to watch it again next year, we'll wait and see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I would like to go again, but I'll try and take someone with me next time because I went alone and everything. So see what happens. But yeah, I'm not going to give a score. This was just basically an analysis, and but all I can say is I really enjoyed Shen Yun. It was really good. So yeah, I'd say if you're in Australia anyone in Australia when it's on again next year, maybe look at going to see it. Whether it be in Sydney, Brisbane, or was it the Gold Coast, Melbourne, Adelaide, wherever they show up, try and go see it because it's really good. Well, in terms of what's next, I think hopefully the next video will be hmm. Well, actually, there's potentially two videos that of what will be next. But in terms of standard reviews, I think the next one will be the Super Mario Galaxy review movie when that comes out in actually less than 2 weeks. Gosh, the thing is, that'll be a very big review. Oh gosh. But hey, we'll see that one. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But hopefully, my next video will well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, As of Passive is out, and I shall see you for my next video. Ciao.